that you want to do. You see yourself in front of the door now, and when you step through this door, you'll be in Atlantis, and you'll be in the place where you can pick up these healing techniques now that you want to tell us about. All right? You're stepping through the door now, and you're seeing yourself in this doorway. These microphones are laying on your chest. They're not bothering you at all, but you're there, and you can feel yourself there. You can see, you can feel, and you know that you're there. Now then, I want you to speak right up and tell us what you see and what you're experiencing. Speak up loud and clear.
I'm sitting in a circle of other children. We are holding hands. We are chanting Alleluia, and we are chanting the Om, and the vibration is building up and up and up and up till the whole room is resounding with it. And everyone feels it. You can feel it through your hands, you can feel it all around, and you can touch each other with this.
Oh, pretty. Yep.
It feels wonderful.
These are children, you say?
Yes, my name is Ramu, and I am 12.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in the healing temple, being trained. One of the first things we learn is how important our spine is. And we are sitting on colored pillows. We each have a colored pillow. They're not all the same color. And we are being taught to feel and breathe that color up our spine. We are sitting on this color and it comes up our spine. I can feel this color. I can see its vibration.
Any particular color you use? Do they have different meanings?
They vibrate at different speeds. Like the red is a very slow vibration, and as the colors get higher, the orange, yellow, up to the purple, they get faster and faster, and we are learning to feel these speeds as well as see the color coming up our spine.
What does this do?
This is to help us because we will be using healing. You'll be using color. This is a strong thing to use, is the color, the vibrations of it. Everything is vibration.
Are you being taught to be a healer?
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm. How long will it take you till you'll be a healer?
I don't know in time. I think we get trained for quite some period. We have 4 or 5 different teachers.
Mm-hmm.
One very beautiful thing that I'm told and taught is the use of our hands. The hands are the most important thing in healing. We have very, very strong vibrations. And each finger radiates its own color. Our small finger radiates the red. Our ring finger radiates the orange. The index finger radiates the yellow. The index finger radiates the green. And our thumbs carry both the blue and the indigo, making them very, very powerful and strong in healing. And we are being told to use our thumbs a great deal because they are very powerful. And from the center of our palms radiates the most beautiful violet.
Is violet the highest color?
That we are being taught right now, yes. My teacher is demonstrating. He's showing us just how powerful it is. He's lighting the candle there just by holding the palms of his hands close to the wick, and it has bursted into flame.
You mean the flame has come out of his hand to light the candle?
No, the vibration has come out of his hands and has lit the flame,
Mm-hmm.
and it's glowing.
Tell us other things that now that you're learning.
When you need to rejuvenate yourself, each of us needs this, and this can be done by placing our fingers one hand to the other with our fingertips touching gently and very lightly. And this has a very rejuvenating effect
Why does it?
because you are allowing your body to be closed off to all outside, and you're bringing the light, the strong radiations down through the top of your head, down through your body. And because the hands are so powerful and you are radiating through each other, it is also going up one arm and up the other arm and all down through your body.
Mm-hmm. What about your feet? How should they be? Are they in any particular position?
Our feet are sometimes on the ground, our feet are sometimes up on our lap.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to say about this time period?
Ability. Well, add all of
This is quite a bit for a child to learn. This is all I see at this age, at this time.
All right, let's move you forward 1 year. Now you're forward 1 year. You're 1 year older. Are you still in the healing class?
I lost Weldon and the light there.
I'm not in a class. I'm out walking, but I have the teacher with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a very beautiful being. He is able to heal people. He overwhelms me. He can heal just with his eyes. He draws illness out of people. He just looks at them, and he is trying to tell me, by looking at the body, he can see where the need is, where it needs to be healed. And with his eyes, just the vibration, he can make the adjustment. He can make the clearing that is needed to put the body back in complete harmony and balance with itself. He tells me that you would recognize his name at a later incarnation. His name is Mesmer.
Mesmer at a later incarnation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, how does he do this with his eyes?
He tells me that we have such a strong vibration in our eyes. These are the windows to our souls.
Mm-hmm.
And it has something to do with the polarity. He is balancing out the person with it is like a drawing out from the left side, and it is putting in to the right side with the balance. So he is like taking away the dross and he is putting back. And he can do this with his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
this is the best I can understand what he is trying to impress upon me now.
Yes. Then when he was in the incarnation of Mesmer, it was more than just hypnosis and suggestion then. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
So he was drawing on some previous incarnation understanding. Is that correct?
Yes, he was healing.
Using the healing force.
Yes.
Much more than just suggestion.
Yes.
Yes. All right. And anything else at this age now? Let's just this year over and see what else you're learning now.
I have been curious about reincarnation, and one of the things he is telling me is that we all come in at different percentages is the only word I can think of. In my own case, he has told me that I have come into the physical approximately 50%. What this means is that each of us, we still have karma to bring in, and we come into the physical at different percentages. Some people are almost 100% in the physical. Others are more of their spiritual understanding is brought with them to help them to where what we hope to do is to be in the physical here in Atlantis, but also to be 100% of our remembrance, of our complete at-one-ment, to overcome time and space.
You're at 50%. How much is your teacher?
My teacher is in the 90s. He's very little connected at this time with the physical.
But he would have to have something connected to the physical to be in the physical, wouldn't he?
Yes.
Yes. What else would you like to tell us about healing at this particular year in your life?
Sure.
One of the things that it takes a great deal of practice, but I'm working with it, is being able to work with people at a distance. This is something you would call absent healing. And how we do this is when there is a need for healing from one of our people, they have but to send the thought to us, and we can feel their need. It would be, and we recognize the person. It would be much like your telephone. When someone calls you, they may just say one word and you recognize what you're saying, you recognize their name or their sound of their voice, but what you're really recognizing is their vibration. And we're learning to recognize the vibration of our people to where they have but to send a thought out to us for a need, and we know who it is, and can move into their body.
At a distance?
At a distance, yes. It's much easier when they come to us, but this is what I'm learning and practicing right now.
Or is it mental transference, mental
Yes.
collecting?
The one thing that we need to be able to remember and do is to, as we take on their complaint or illness, we feel it and then we release it because we have no connection with it. I think you would call this empath.
You mean you actually take on their symptoms? Does that
Yes.
relieve them of them?
Yes, it does.
All right.
They are also being taught and they are instructed and counseled about this so that they can keep it away. The biggest healing, the need in Atlantis is mental. What happens, our karma comes with us, and at periods of time, they are brought forth, they are brought to the surface, and each person must deal with and work with this karma that he has brought with him. This is a very high vibration here in Atlantis, but we still have karma that we have brought, but the people are getting more and more to where they are overcoming and they are learning the truth.
All right, you're 14 now. Let's go forward one more year. One more year. Now you're forward one more year. Now what are you doing, experiencing?
I am in the temple. I am receiving what you would term initiation. Here in the healing temple, it is so beautiful. And in the center there is a huge round sun disk. It is beautiful. It is mirrored and it pulsates as I look upon it. And it pulsates all different shades and colors, shades of colors I've never seen before. And there are 6 of us sitting below this in a circle. And there are 2 teachers. There is one other there that I almost feel is not in the physical. He vibrates differently than my teachers.
Tell me about the disc. What is it?
This is it is for healing. It is the balance. It is the energy. And we are each are receiving one of these in a medallion type. This being put around my neck. And as it touches my chest, I can feel the vibration, I can feel the pulsation, the energy. My whole body just feels like I feel like I'm off the ground. I feel like I'm up above.
Mm-hmm. How is the small disc constructed to have the power of the larger disc?
I don't know. It just looks to me like it's a replica of the larger. Mm-hmm. And we each have one now. Mm-hmm. And this, I am told, denotes the healer. Mm-hmm. And this will help us to heal others, to know what colors they need for their balance, and to be able to radiate it out to them.
Is the larger disc a mechanical device?
I don't understand mechanical. How do you mean?
How is it constructed? What is its material? Who made it?
I don't know who made it. It is gold, and it is mirrored, and they are like prisms. Mm-hmm. And it is suspended from the top of the pyramid.
Suspended from the top of the pyramid?
Yes.
It's in midair then?
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be in midair though.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Do you know how this operates? Can you tell us more about how it operates?
No, the teachers know about it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else you want to tell us about now in this year?
metaphysical.
Analyze. But if you sit next to the ceiling, you have.
I am overwhelmed with my initiation.
Can you tell us about your initiation?
Parts of it. This beautiful being that I told you about has gone around to each one of us and has touched our third eye, sending chills of beauty down through our spine. And this is our mark. This is our contact. From here on out, we will be able to help on the other side during our deep meditation. We do not sleep, you know. We go into deep meditations, and now we will be allowed to go to the other side during our deep meditations and help to prepare those who are ready to come into Atlantis, who are ready for Atlantis.
For the physical body, you mean?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but they must be prepared on the other side before they can even come in. Did I tell you that I came in on a blue-violet ray?
No.
Everyone that is born into Atlantis and into every physical comes in on a color ray. And this color ray is what helps them. This is the ray that they need during that particular life. You each do it in your physical now. You have each come in on your color ray that you need to work with.
Mm-hmm. All right, in going into your deep meditation, working with the people on the other side, how do you prepare them for the physical?
Part of it is helping to adjust what will be their body, that they can come into it and adjust to this. Most of it is helping to instruct them, teaching them about Atlantis, about what will be expected. We want Atlantis to reach its goal. And so before we come into it, we need to be taught. And sometimes some of the karma can be cleared away before they come into incarnation. And sometimes this speeds up the time of the waiting, so they don't have to wait so long before they can come in.
What do you mean the karma can be cleared away?
By working on the other side,
Mm-hmm. Be eliminated, you mean?
through understanding and wisdom, yes.
Mm-hmm. When they do incarnate into the physical, do they bring their memory with them?
Now this is their percentage again. This is what they bring, their memory, to a certain percent. And it is what they have earned. If they have earned and they have very little karma left, then they bring in a great deal of their understanding. And they bring in a lot that we have been communicating with them beforehand.
In your healing processes, do you ever go back into other lifetimes to help with the healing?
No. We deal with where we are.
Deal with where you are now.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to tell me about this age, this year?
I just have been very busy working with others and working with myself as well, because I am also growing. I am moving along as I am helping others. I can look now and see that I am moved up and moved out of the physical, even some more than I was when I first came in.
Your percentage is larger then.
Yes,
What is your percentage now?
65.
Mm-hmm. All right.
This allows me much more freedom to move out into other realms and to be of more service to other people that need healing. There are places I can go now with my teacher that I couldn't go before.
How did you gain this other 15%?
By overcoming my own karma, by learning. One of the largest things that holds Atlantis together is our love on all levels, our divine love, and our love for each other here in Atlantis. We, our consciousness, the consciousness of all the people is what holds Atlantis up. So it is very, very important that our consciousness not just stays where it is, but grows and evolves. This is what Atlantis is all about.
All right, let's move forward in time a little ways now. Let you decide how far to go this time. To go to the most interesting time in this incarnation. And tell us about this now.
I am teaching a great deal now. I am teaching others many of the things that have been taught to me over the many, many, many years. I teach children, and yet I still work with healing of other people. And this is very, very satisfying to me. This is a beautiful time in my life.
All right, now I want you to think through your higher self, and you're in Atlantis, and you're there in hypnosis, but there is a congregation here of people, and I want you to think about these people that are sitting in the congregation, and tell us what would be the message from that Atlantis, that higher civilization that you were there. What would be a message to these people about healing or anything else?
No one heals. You are all healers, but no one really heals except the individual. All a healer does is allow another to use their good vibration, their high vibration. It is similar to a weak aura drawing from a very strong aura. And Atlantis, I feel someone asking about Atlantis and why they didn't make it. Maybe I could answer that. The priests and the healers and many other scientists had much power. They had a great deal of power and energies to work with and to help with. And as some of the karma came due to them, to some of them, in not coping with it and not adjusting to it, they began to lose some of their powers. I believe levitation was the first to go. And kind of a jealousy began to develop among a few at first, where they could see others still had their powers and they were losing theirs. And as much as the healers tried, there was no way to balance them out. And the scientists were also involved in this. They did terrible things with some of the people in trying to find out, the only term I think of is what you might use of what makes them tick. And so as these things kept moving in over the thousands of years, our consciousness would become clouded, and the light that shines or shone in Atlantis as the sun radiated off it, this became clouded, and the consciousness was not high. And so we could not hold Atlantis up, those of us that were left. And so Atlantis, to a point, part of physical, sunk into the water. But the message that I want you to know is that Atlantis, at the very same moment that it physically went into the sea, was also raised up. Atlantis now is in the etheric. It's a place where we can all go to. It's a place where we can all remember and relive and gain back our vibrations. Atlantis waits in the etheric realm right now, waiting till we, as a majority of people, once again can raise our consciousness to that peak that's needed. And we can bring Atlantis back down into the physical. We have a great deal more experience behind us. We seem to be on this verge again to where this can, in a very short time, happen again. We can bring Atlantis. It'll have a different name, but it sits there as a pattern in the etheric realms. And you can all go there.
Are most of the people in the United States reincarnations of Atlantis, from Atlantis?
At this time,
Yes.
yes. There's a great deal. And there are more coming in all the time because they are paving the way. The new generations are so much further advanced. And they are bringing in a great deal of their own understanding.
I'd like to ask you a question now about when Atlantis failed and sank into the ocean. Was this because inferior entities incarnated?
Yes. People came in, not into Atlantis, not born into Atlantis, but we had airships. These are not spaceships, but they're airships. And they went to other islands around, and people came to our Atlantis, and our line was no longer kept pure. And by being with, mating with some of these others, the new incarnations were not as clear as they should have been, and this grew and grew as people were born. There was never one cause to anything. There were many things that were happening in Atlantis, and we just couldn't overcome it.
Is there anything else you want to say about all of this, or healing?
Someone in your audience is asking about flowers, if they are healing. Yes, they are. You, in your time, send flowers to your sick. Do you realize it's healing? Some people do it without realizing why. It is not just a tradition. It is a very healing effect that flowers give off. Even when they are cut, there are many hours of good vibration that come out. And one of the things in Atlantis, we had beautiful gardens because of the flower vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to continue to do this.
Anything else?
Not that I can see.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm figure a better way to read it on that. Really?
More Pepsi sitting there.
Sitting right there, right?
Yeah, went.
What was that for month?
Over here. Gonna pull it out there, just stick it out there.
I was terribly interested in that Brady Murphy. Was that authentic or not, do you think? I mean, to me it seemed like it
Probably was.
authentic.
Yeah. Probably was.
Bottom feet way back in that time. They haven't found somebody who wasn't an engineer back in those days to know exactly how the sun powered or whatever power vehicles were actually operating.
Well, I think one of the reasons is that we're not ready for it. That's why Atlantis sank. They had